Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Property Management 101, and today's video we'll be reviewing the best practices for leasing techniques when it comes to those face-to-face interactions. This video applies to anyone in the property management industry, regardless of your asset type or demographic type. It could apply to Section 8, student, conventional, high-rise, mid-rise, garden style, single-family homes, etc. Also, regarding this topic, there are two videos as well that I have on my channel that also have some crossover. They'll be helpful to review on this topic as well. That is my model path video and managing my model unit video, and I will post the links to those videos in the description. Now, here are 5 things to keep in mind regarding those leasing techniques when it comes to those face-to-face interactions. Number 1, smile. Providing a warm and welcoming greeting is very important, not only initially, but throughout the entire interaction. Like your phone techniques, providing a smile will also improve your interaction to the ease of stress for that resident, because keep in mind, when a prospect comes in, the moving process is stressful. They're thinking about the move and all the things they have to do. It's always a stressful time in their lives. By you providing a warm, welcoming greeting and making the process feel easier for them will be very important to build that camaraderie and that relationship with them moving forward. Also keep in mind, unlike a phone, where the smile can be felt, they can visibly see you smile as well. So it's really important that you're smiling as much as you can throughout the interaction all the time that you have with a prospect. The second best practice to keep in mind when it comes to interaction with prospects is providing detailed answers. When a prospect comes to your leasing office or coming for a tour, they are coming to help determine and collect information if this is the right home for them or not. By you providing detailed answers will be a big step in them gaining the answer to that question. Now, I would recommend not providing one-word answers when the position allows itself to do so. And let me explain to you what I mean by that. Oftentimes, you may be able to get away with a yes/no, but I would encourage you to provide an extra layer of detail, and this will really increase that level of customer service you're providing to them. Now, an example of this is if they ask you if your property is pet friendly, instead of just saying simply yes or no, if the answer is yes, for example, you may be able to say, yes, we are pet friendly. Here's the process which we require when bringing a pet to our property. And here's some of the reasons why having a pet at our property is great. Maybe talk about the amenities like pet stations or a dog washing station, or maybe even a pet park if you have one of those. This level of customer service will be really important because if a prospect's considering your property and another property that both fit their wants and needs, if you're providing the extra level of customer service and they're not, you're more likely to get that prospect to sign with your community than the competitors. If you're enjoying this video and learning something new, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications for future videos. And the third best practice to keep in mind, never reply with just, I don't know. Prospects can and will have a lot of questions. If you're new to the industry or you're new to the company or property, it might be hard to provide them all those answers that they're looking for. Instead of replying with a just I don't know, I would strongly recommend providing them some sort of reply along the lines of I don't know, but I'll be happy to look into that when we get back to the office. Or I don't know, I don't recall that off the top of my head, but I'm happy to get that information to you and email it over to you as soon as I have it. That's something that I think most prospects recognize. You may not have or be aware of every single answer that could be asked, but by showing them that you're willing to look into it, you're willing to get back to them, will really make them feel valued in that situation, and it really will build that camaraderie and credibility with them as far as a relationship. If you simply say, I don't know, it basically tells the prospect, I'm not sure of the answer, I don't know the answer, and I don't care to look into it for you, which is not necessarily what you want to imply to a resident or a future resident when you're working with them. The fourth best practice to consider for your leasing techniques when it comes to face-to-face interactions is removing the awkward silences. Oftentimes when a prospect's at your property and visiting your property and you're on a tour with them, there's going to be periods where this part of the process may come up. And what I mean by that is if you're walking from maybe amenity area to amenity area, or the amenity area to the model unit, or to a unit that they are possibly consider leasing, there's going to be all these moments. There could be some awkward silence. You really want to remove this awkward silence, and there's a couple different ways you can go about doing this. The first way is you can provide them some additional information of maybe amenities you're not planning on taking them to at the property, or maybe talking about things you really can't show them anyway during the tour, maybe about utilities are included or some of the other features that you may offer, like rentable items like storage units or garages as well. Another couple good things I think that is to talk about to remove these awkward silences that I used to practice when I would take tours to model units or vacant units is I would ask them very directly, hey, what's something or what's a feature you're looking for in your new home that you currently don't have now? And let's just say, for example, they say cabinet space or closet space. When I get into that unit, I'm going to actually give them an extra little bit of time going over maybe all those cabinet and closet space and what that unit offers, because that's something they told me that was important to them. And that's a great way to give them information of things that they're telling you that they're looking for. And the last best practice to keep in mind for those leasing techniques, for those face-to-face interactions, is the follow-ups. So it'll be super important to allow you to continue to provide the prospect with a high level of customer service and make sure you're performing all of your follow-ups. I would always recommend following up with a prospect within 24 hours if they came into your leasing office and or for a tour. Oftentimes when I've personally shopped communities, I've received a follow-up and the initial statement that was made was, have you made a decision on your housing choices yet? And instead of opening up with that prospect with a question of something you're asking them for, I always think it's a better practice to offer, again, another layer of service to them. And let me give you a couple examples. One of the things you can provide to them is, hey, I know it's been a few days. Have you had the opportunity to think about what we reviewed? And did any additional questions come up that I'm happy to answer for you? Or another thing you can answer for them is, hey, currently, since you've toured, here's some of the additional units that came on the line that you may be interested in. Or here's an updated list of what's available that meets your wants and needs. And these are two really good opening statements. Instead of the old, same old, have you made your housing choice yet? What can we do to provide a better level of service to that prospect so they feel valued rather than they feel that you're asking them for something? Another video that also has some crossover to this subject of this video is my prospect follow-up video, and I'll also provide the link to that video in the description. If you've not already watched my disclosure video as well as my why I do this video, I would highly recommend you watching those before putting any of these practices into place, and those links to those videos as well are in the description. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If so, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. And if you have any questions about this video or any of my videos, feel free to leave a comment. I'll be happy to address it for you. Happy leasing!